Hi there, and welcome back to Basics with Jason. Today we're going to utilize our most important ingredient, friends. But I don't mean cooking our friends, I mean getting our friends around some really nice, tasty, delicious food and having a good time. And we know food prices are high right now, so we're going to keep costs low and we're going to make it simple so we can enjoy our time with our friends. So stay tuned and we'll show you how to make the most out of a sunny Ketchikan day. So it's going to be nice out in about a day. And the plan is to get a whole bunch of friends over to a beach and we want to feed them for really cheap. So I just went to Safeway and got a BOGO deal on some chicken thighs, a whole bunch of vegetables, a little bit of melon, and some things to pile on top of the chicken and the vegetables so it tastes really good. And we're just gonna make some like grilled tortillas out on a beach enjoying the sunshine, because you know you got to get out into the sunshine when you can in Ketchikan. So let's put this together, and then in about a day we'll just meet you out onto a beach and we'll have a good time. I don't always wash my produce when I'm cooking for myself, but when I'm cooking for friends, I gotta make sure to wash my produce. So I'm just gonna toss everything, including an onion, because there's stuff on the outside of an onion that when you cut into it, it's just gonna touch the rest of your onion. So put everything you got into a colander. If it doesn't fit, that's fine. We can go with multiple times. Then just rinse it under your sink. Make sure to peel all your stickers off. I like doing it under the water because then you can rinse off a little bit of glue that's on there. Because we eat enough microplastics every year that I don't need to give my friends anymore. One thing we aren't going to rinse are the mushrooms. You don't want to add water to your mushrooms when you're cleaning them. You just want to brush them off lightly when you're getting ready to put them onto your skewers. My next step is that I'm going to throw our chicken into a bowl. Since they're BOGO, I'm going to throw one into the freezer, and then I'm going to juice and chop and put all of our ingredients into the bowl with them, and then we're just going to toss it in the fridge overnight. So we have our bowl. Just gonna cut that, slip all this stuff into the bowl, wash your hands, then we'll get the chopper. So we have our cilantro and our mint. I'm just going to take the head off of the bundle of cilantro. And then I'm going to toss a few mint leaves into the batch. I don't want all mint, but I want enough that some of the flavor comes through. And then you're just going to rough chop it. Probably don't want it to be too fine. And we're just going to scrape it all into the bowl. We're going to add some lemon and some lime. I like to roll out my lemons just to get the juices going before you actually chop it open. Seems to produce a lot more juice that way. And just right in half. I'm not going to worry about seeds. It's a marinade. There might be seeds in there. We aren't planning on eating the marinade. It's just going to soak in. The chicken's just going to soak in it. So it lets you know if you have any hangnails, which apparently I do. Got to deal with that later. That's what happens in the summer. We're used to winter being so, like, humidity is so high that you just like go outside and play for a few hours and then all of a sudden your skin starts to crack. That's what the olive oil's for later. Got a couple of limes I'm going to put in here. I like this little juicer because it's really minimal, really light. You can throw it in your bag when you're going somewhere. And I don't mind that this is full of pulp either. Like I said, texture is not really a concern right now. We're just making a marinade. You can kind of feel where all of the ridges of the juicer are with this juicer. And you can really dry out a lemon or a lime. So I'm gonna add some olive oil. I'm gonna add just a generous amount of olive oil, maybe half this bottle. We'll see what it ends up being. That looks about right. I'm going to add like a good chunk of salt, like a good handful of salt. Just gonna add that in there. Add some black pepper. I don't know how much black pepper is too much black pepper. I just like it. Gonna pop open the chipotle container. And I'm just gonna like skim the surface and put a little bit of chipotle in there. Not to make it too hot, but just to make it a little bit smoky. I'm gonna take a dash of tahini because it's awesome. Tahini is like a salty, sour, spicy powder that you can add to plenty of things. Oftentimes it goes on fruit, and we'll do that with the melon a little later. But it just adds like a little bit of tang. And we don't want to put too much in because we have a lot of salt in there right now. But I'm just going to get my hands in there and mix up all of this juice and the chicken. And just make sure that it's all coated. And then we'll throw it in the fridge for overnight. So I'm just going to wrap it with some aluminum foil. And toss them in the fridge. So I got a clean bag here, and I'm just going to take all of our clean veggies, stack them in our bag for tomorrow. We got an extra lemon and lime in there for a little treat later. Just stick these in the fridge so you're ready to pull them out when you're headed out the door tomorrow. And don't forget to give your melon a wash. That is something that I forgot to do, and that holds the same as an onion. Like, there's a whole bunch of gross stuff on the outside of a melon. And that's a little too big to fit in our bag, but I don't think we're going to forget it. We have a few more dry items that we want to make sure to bring along. Some black pepper, some tahini, olive oil, tortillas. But we're missing the most important ingredient, our friends. So let's check in with them and make sure that everybody's on the same page about travel plans and how to get out to our beach. You want to start planning early, especially during the summer in Ketchikan, because you never know what people's plans are, what their schedules are going to be. And you want to plan early because the weather can shift back and forth. Today's been pretty good, but tomorrow is going to be great. So I wanted to make sure that I got out to a beach with my friends on a really, really nice day. So let's check in with Tim and we'll see where he's at. And then we got David, Jen, and a handful of others. Are you still on for tomorrow? Good. Yes. Okay, let's check in with David. Are you still able to boat out to the beach tomorrow? That was fast. Yes, he can. Cool. Okay, Jen, we'll send you to Tim's boat. And I think we'll send Shelly. No, Shelly's coming with Mike. And I'll see if Mike got that boat. Hey Mike, were you able to borrow that boat? Good. Okay, cool. Let's leave about 3 o'clock. Awesome. So, everybody seems like they're in on the plan, and we're just going to take it easy for tonight because tomorrow will be a long day, and we'll get out to the beach and cook up all the food that we prepared earlier. I'll see you over there. So at the Tongass Historical Museum, there's at least one photo of everybody in Ketchikan getting onto a barge and going off to a wonderful beach picnic. And I knew that I wanted to take my friends out on a wonderful beach day. I don't have a boat, so I reached out to my friends with boats, and we gathered our resources and gathered our friends and gathered our food and went out to a nearby beach where we enjoyed the rare sunshine that we get. And we felt like we were enjoying a Ketchikan tradition of just going out off island and enjoying a really, really nice beach picnic. So we got to the beach, got everything set up, and we're gonna pop some chicken onto the grill, see what happens. Pretty simple, like we did before. We got that lemon on there, lime, chipotle, mint, cilantro, salt, pepper. We're just gonna roll it on here. Hopefully get a good sear, but not burn it because we don't want the chicken to be burnt and undercooked. So that's why we got it on the high setting there. I'm sitting down with my friend Shelly Hill, and I know that she's a lover of gin drinks.
Facts.
Yeah?
Facts.
You have multiple gins, correct?
Yes.
Does gin equate to friendship with you?
Yes.
To some degree?
Yeah, because I think gin's euphoric. I think it's a euphoric alcohol. It's light, it brings people together in a different way.
Like botanicals, there are a lot of ingredients coming together to make something better than the parts.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of flavors to play with, a lot of delicate flavors to play with.
Cool. We're gonna take a little gin drink.
Sweet.
It's pretty much the most basic gin drink, gin and tonic, but I like to add a little juniper berry just to put it over the top. And we have a cool gin here that has it's an English gin, I think.
I think it's Scottish.
Scottish gin?
I believe it is. Hendrick's is Scottish.
Cool.
Yep. Scotland.
Perfect. So we're going to use that, and we're just going to make a basic cocktail with the appropriate amount of gin, some ice, and some tonic water. I have a preference in the layers that I assemble my gin and tonic.
Okay.
So I like to start with ice. Just get as much ice as you can fit into the cup. Then I like to add the gin because I want the alcohol to be cold. Typically the tonic's already cold.
Right.
About 2 ounces of gin into our little copper cups here.
These copper cups are beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I believe they were a thrift store find, maybe antique store.
Yeah.
Then we take our freshly whittled clean stick, stir up the gin.
Beautiful.
Pulling out the tonic.
Great tonic choice, by the way.
Yeah, well, if it's gonna be most of your drink, why mess it up? Like you can't go with Schweppes.
No.
Schweppes used to be good.
Before it also has corn syrup in it or something.
Yeah.
And you can taste it.
And this stuff's mostly sugar. It's mostly sugar and weird barks. For these cups, this is a little bit high gin ratio, but that's all right.
Call it a double.
It's a good thing. Then we're gonna pull out our juniper berries.
Oh, can I smell?
Yeah.
It's that kind of classic basic gin smell.
Yes, exactly. I saw somebody do this in Portugal, and I was like, this is the way to make gin and tonics. And you just kind of squish them in your fingers and drop them into your cup.
Now, is that to let out like the aromatics and the
Exactly.
berry?
You just want to smell it, and even if you can smell them more now.
Yeah, that really hits.
Oops, I dropped yours. The man I met in Portugal had a bit more of a flair with it than I typically do.
Portugal man sounds about right.
Yeah. Lots of energy, lots of sunlight energy.
He practiced it, right? Like,
Yeah.
He's like, how many did you have to pop to know to nail it?
For as authentic of an experience as I had, he'd probably done that same thing hundreds of times.
But you know, I think that's a sign of a good like person selling or doing or showing, right? Like,
Absolutely.
It felt like his first time and your first time.
I felt like I was in his bar, which I'm not sure if I was or not, but it just felt like it. I'm gonna cut.
He probably owns it now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm gonna cut a couple of lemon slices here.
Mm-hmm. Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why did you choose lemon over lime for this gin and tonic?
See, it was maybe just that man. He threw lemon in there, and ever since I've thought that lemon was the option, not lime.
I've never done. I usually go lime.
Yeah.
And honestly, citrus is kind of citrus in some regards, but maybe.
I think with for me, gin and tonic, like it has to be a lemon if I'm making it. Like unless I go with a certain gin.
That's a whole other conversation on what you're mixing with what gin.
Gin choice is a whole different thing. I'm going to pull a little bit of peel off of here in just a second. Mm-hmm. So you kind of ruin the pretty part of the lemon, but that's all right. Yep, I went short. That's all right, that'll work. And then I'm gonna cut a wedge off just so I can squeeze it better. Because we don't have a juicer out here.
Fair.
I'm gonna squeeze it right into the cup. I don't really care about seeds. We're outside. We don't need to worry about it.
You can spit them out.
Yeah. Give the stick a little twist. And then give the lemon a little twist. And I want the oils that are in the lemon skin to kind of coat the outside of the glass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab the other one and do the rim.
That's what I was gonna say. So when I was in Amagda many moons ago, the guy, and I never thought about in the way of like when you connect these dots.
Yeah.
And they just take it and they just rub it around the side.
Yep.
And the oil and the aroma of it.
Yeah.
And the way it goes into your olfactory and all of that. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. That smell is so important. Like it's most of what we're tasting with. Why not put something that smells really good right on top of your drink?
Exactly.
Let's try these. We'll see if that ratio paired out. I feel like it's going to be gin heavy, but that's not bad. Cheers.
Cheers. You're camping.
That's cold and refreshing for me.
That is fresh.
I think I'm going to add more tonic after I drink a little bit of it.
You know, I'm a little embarrassed to say I can't taste the gin.
That's great.
I think it's actually a good ratio.
Perfect. To each their own.
Oh, can I drink some more?
Yeah. So Zoe, how do you think we get olive oil onto skewers in the middle of nowhere while we don't have like all of our kitchen stuff that we usually have?
Well, I was gonna think we have two options. So we can either like pour oil onto the plate.
Yeah.
Or we could put our vegetables on our skewers and then pour oil on it. But you have this paper towel, so it makes me think that maybe we're gonna put oil on that and then rub it into things.
Door number 3, you nailed it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Because
way less messy than my option.
just the amount of drip onto the fire is just going to cause it to flare up, and we don't need any more flame touching the vegetables. Like, it doesn't make for a good taste when the flame actually touches the veggies. So we just want them to sit on top, roast down, get crunchy with all of the beauty of the Maillard reaction that we can possibly gather.
Awesome.
What's up, Mud Puddle?
I'm very excited about these skewers.
So we got a few skewers, just a few, and we got a few veggies.
Sweet.
And it doesn't matter how you put them on.
Ooh, do you have an order you like doing yours in?
I don't have an order. I just want these things on spikes.
And I know, don't stab it through my hand.
That's a good point, and these are very sharp. I think I got these at Simply Bella's, and they've been amazing.
Oh, nice.
This is what I used in the first episode. It seems like skewers are becoming a trend.
Right. I know. I remember you had a whole technique for how to get it through salmon skin, but this is a little different.
We'll see what happens with these. I think that everything should hold together nicely. Yeah, bring that onion over here.
You want some?
Yeah, just stack it in the middle. We'll figure out the rest.
Maybe I'll do it this way.
I love these giant chunks. Like, who knows if they're going to be like evenly cooked or anything.
Oh, you're separating your onions. That's probably smart, but I guess we'll see.
Out of habit and out of watching like plenty of Looney Tunes cartoons, like that's just the way that kebabs have been built in my mind so far. It has nothing to do with like whether or not it's going to be a good thing. Like, they're veggies. They don't need a ton of heat. You don't need to like put them on until they're absolutely done.
Okay, and so here's a question, Jason.
Yeah.
Do we want to fill them all the way, or are we trying to like, I see our fire is a limited size, so how loaded can we make these? Does there need to be space in between the vegetables?
I like stacking them on as much as possible.
Oh, okay.
Like, again, they don't need to be cooked completely thoroughly.
Yeah.
Like, I like a crunchy veggie. Like, I don't want them absolutely soft.
So it's a somewhat raw diet.
Yeah, it can be. Depends on how long we want to cook them.
Right, yeah.
But I'm just gonna start putting them on.
Oh, you're sweet.
And then I'm gonna pull out the oil and basically just get them.
Oh, so you do the oil after you've already...
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I just don't have enough stuff to do them without that. I don't have enough space to do it except on the grill. So I'm just gonna pat the oil on top of them, and I basically just want it to stick the rest of the seasonings on there.
And do you need to oil the bottoms too?
No, that's too hot. I did it.
Sweet.
I did the thing I was trying not to do.
Well, that's okay.
No, you don't really need to oil the bottoms of these because this thing has plenty of juice on it from the chicken.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm gonna use the grill to kind of roll everything over.
Cool. Well, here, we can try a different experiment.
Drop
once
it on
we're done.
there.
Oh, I was
wait.
going to give you the rotational.
Oh, okay, cool. I like
Then
that.
we stay away from the fire.
Yeah.
Or like the flame up.
And I'm just patting the oil on there just enough so hopefully the salt and pepper and tahini will stick a little bit. Something I wanted to point on is that you don't need to just buy iodized salt.
Yeah.
Like the little round, tiny sand-like granules don't provide a lot of texture, and salt can be a wonderfully textured thing. And if you just put that on top of your kebabs, when you bite into it, you might get a little bit more crunch than the standard little girl with the umbrella.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
It's all right. I'm gonna crack open this pepper for the first time, rotate it to big. And some of that pepper and some of that salt is sticking. Not all of it's going to.
Right.
But that oil did its job.
How heavy are you trying to go with the spices?
Salt and pepper, I mean, it depends on how much salt you like.
Yeah.
And I could put as much pepper on it as would fit on every square millimeter. I probably went a little heavy with the salt since we have the tahini too.
Yeah.
But I think I take a couple seconds and put some salt and pepper on it. That's my general go-to. There's no size involved.
I love salt. So.
That looks great. That's fun how that.
The color is beautiful.
Yeah. So as happens in the course of a day out at the beach, we've switched friend group out here. Some people came in, some people left, and now we're gonna serve up some tacos. I'm cutting up the chicken and just gonna pass it on to our fine guests here.
That's good.
And we got some more here.
Break these puppies apart. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for chopping it up.
Thank you all for coming out.
It's like the perfect night to do it, you know? Clear skies, beautiful beach. Seasoning really does it.
As the sun set behind the island we were enjoying and everybody tucked into their plates, I was just happy to be a part of the tradition of going out on a beach picnic. And the next time you go out onto a beach picnic, don't forget your skewers, don't forget some tasty food, and definitely don't forget your friends.